Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. From another headlines as usual.
Hanoi needs some $890 million to fully convert to electric buses. Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu strives to complete set goals. And later on, Bạc Liêu goes to improve Khmer ethnic livelihoods.
Let's begin our bulletin news. First of all, report on recent activity by Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has ordered stronger efforts to achieve the best possible socio-economic development results in 2022 and create a driving force for next year. He made the request while addressing the government's teleconference with 63 provinces and cities nationwide on October the 1st. He said, despite unpredictable changes in the global situation, thanks to the efforts by the entire political system, people and businesses, Vietnam has managed to obtain encouraging socio-economic outcomes. International organizations also stay optimistic about the country's economic growth, which is expected to be among the highest in Southeast Asia in 2022 and 2023. Underlying challenges ahead, the Prime Minister asked all sectors and all level authorities to make greater efforts to maintain macroeconomic stability, curb inflation, and promote growth.
Hanoi will need nearly $890 million in the coming years to replace all petrol and diesel-powered public buses with electric alternatives.
The estimated cost is calculated by Hanoi Transport Corporation, Hanoi's major bus lines operator, which is operating nearly 1,100 buses on 83 normal and 1 BRT routes in the city. The number of vehicles eligible to be replaced by electric buses by 2025 is 225, accounting for over 21% of the total, the company said. Currently, there are 9 electric bus lines in Hanoi, operated by VinBus Ecology Transport Services Limited Liability Company, or VinBus, a member of Vietnam's largest conglomerate Vingroup. The first electric buses were put into operation in Hanoi in December 2021. Under the Government Action Program on Green Energy Transition and Carbon and Methane Emission Reduction, Vietnam aims to have 100 of new buses use electricity or green energy from 2025. It also targets that from 2030, at least half of all vehicles and all new taxis will be powered by electricity or green energy. By 2050, 100% of buses and taxis will use these types of energy.
Soaring inflation, rising production costs, and fluctuation in exchange rates have caused great difficulties for production and import-export activities and will linger on to the rest of the year, prompting the Ministry of Industry and Trade to give timely responding measures to maintain export growth.
According to the General Department of Vietnam Customs, as of September the 15th, the country had earned over $265 billion from exports, up 17.82%, or $40 billion higher than that in the same time last year. Trade surplus is also a good factor, contributing to the maintaining macroeconomic stability and motivating import-export activities in the remaining months of this year. With the current growth pace, the country's import-export revenue is likely to reach over $700 billion, with trade surplus maintained and export growth surpassing the target set by the National Assembly and the government at 7 to 8% for this year, the Ministry of Industry and Trade said. However, experts held this may be affected by many factors, especially amid many challenges and risks, including those brought about by the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the downturn of some markets. In that context, state management agencies have worked hard to support the business community, including removing difficulties in exporting farm produce to China through border, expanding the markets, and ensuring food quality and safety.
Venture investors are eyeing Vietnam as the latest destination for their capital, according to an article recently posted on AsianInvestor.net. The writing cited data from Vietnam's National Innovation Center as showing that Vietnamese startups raised a record $1.4 billion across 165 deals last year, up from $894 million and 126 deals in 2019, an indication that deal-making in the market has regained momentum following a small COVID-19-induced dip in 2020. Startup founders across the region, not just from Vietnam, are eyeing the Southeast Asian nation as an ideal launchpad for their regional businesses, according to Ascent Vietnam Ventures. Vietnam's target to have 1 million startups by 2020 may have been over-ambitious. It set out an intention to promote and support the nascent startup ecosystem and to create hype about the digital economy. Factors which made the country appealing to foreign investors include strong GDP growth, which was in the area of 7% per year for 2 decades prior to COVID-19 and is forecast as 7.5% in 2022, and is English proficient and skilled youthful workforce. Golden Gate Ventures refer to Vietnam as one of the vertices of the Southeast Asia startup Golden Triangle, the others being Singapore and Indonesia. After more than 30 years of re-establishment, the southern province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu has developed into a growth pole of the national economy. This is a prerequisite for it to reach targets set in the resolution adopted at the 7th Provincial Party Congress.
Established in 1991, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province had worked tirelessly to tap its oil and gas exploration potential to the fullest, meeting the country's requirements in the industry's development. Over the past 3 decades, the province has proved itself to be one of the most developed localities in the country, making substantial leaps forward in various sectors. In the first 6 months of 2022, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu posted growth in gross regional domestic product, excluding oil and gas, of more than 7.6% year-on-year. Its industrial economy grew 11%, contributing 5.4% to overall growth. The province also undertook robust trade activities, with total retail sales increasing over 11% and exports rising nearly 8%. In attaining such impressive figures, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province carried out appropriate breakthrough solutions that focused on the development of industry, support services, tourism, and high-tech agriculture.
Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu has affirmed its role as a growth pole of the country. It has posted the highest per capita GRDP in the country since 2000.
Steady economic growth has served as a solid foundation for the province to invest significantly in transport and communications infrastructure, healthcare, and education.
Along with a wide range of poverty reduction programs to improve local livelihoods, the province has also paid due regard to improving country life in rural areas. Information has also been made more readily available to local residents.
As a maritime border locality with a well-developed oil and gas industry, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province has made concerted efforts to carry out the national protection strategy, while tapping its potential to the fullest to develop the local social economy.
We have capitalized on our resources to ensure social welfare and expand the social economy while protecting the environment.
Over past years, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province has recorded impressive achievements in all sectors, laying a solid foundation for the locality to making further contributions to the country's economic growth.
Tours to conquer Ta Suo and Ta Chi Nhu, 2 of the 15 highest mountains in Vietnam, were recently launched in Cham Tàu district of northwestern Yên Bái province.
The activity was held on the occasion of Yên Bái receiving UNESCO certificate, recognizing the art of Soi dance of Thai ethnic minority group as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity, and Mueang Lo Cultural Tourism Festival. The trekking tour on the 2,979-meter Ta Chi Nhu, the sixth highest mountain of Vietnam in Hoàng Liên Sơn Range, lasts 2 days and 1 night. The first tour has drawn more than 20 climbers. Along the 10-kilometer path to the top of the mountain, tourists will have a chance to enjoy the spectacular beauty of cloud and mountains blending with the wind and sunlight, as well as the sea of purple chi-pao flower, a typical flower in the area that blossoms in mid-September. Meanwhile, the journey to the top of the 2,875 meters Ta Sur will lead tourists to heaven of cloud. The best time to watch sea of cloud around Ta Sur is from October to April of the following year.
The Mekong Delta province of Bạc Liêu has paid due regard to carrying out party and state regulations on fine-tuning the livelihoods of local Khmer ethnic minorities, who account for nearly 80% of the province's population.
Khmer people in Bạc Liêu province are busy making meticulous preparations to welcome the Sandal Tel Festival, one of their largest, and offering thanks to the moon for good harvest. With the effort and determination of local authorities, the lives of the ethnic minority group have improved significantly over the years. Bạc Liêu province has given top priority to developing the necessary infrastructure in ethnic minority areas and to implementing a wide range of programs and policies to improve local livelihoods, such as job fairs and preferential loan schemes.
We are grateful for the support from the party, state and local authorities. We are able to access preferential loans to develop production. Many Khmer households are able to branch out into effective economic models. We will continue working to preserve and to promote their cultural values, including their language and traditional festivals.
Concerted efforts from both local authorities and the Khmer people have given a facelift to the ethnic minority areas in Bạc Liêu province. Khmer people are striving to boost production and business, promote solidarity, and preserve their cultural identity.
The UNESCO-recognized Misen Sanctuary in the central province of Quảng Nam is one of the most popular architectural complexes of the Cham people and a famous tourist attraction in Vietnam.